So it's mid-July, but I have a Christmas tea on. Anyway, I was gonna taste my first midnight snack, Indigo Rose Black Tomato. My first outdoor, well, my third outdoor ripe fruit. Gave the first two to Mr.'s family. But anyway, this is how it came out. It only blackens on the side that the sun hits. So it's very black here, very red here. I just squished it with my hands accidentally when I went up to get Mr. So there it is. I'm about to taste it. Oh, okay. That's what the inside looks like.
You talking yourself?
Yeah, I'm tasting this indigo rose tomato. Okay. It tastes a whole lot like a tomato. On the bland side. But I don't even know if this has a season. Let's squeeze it. Any more seeds in it? Or let me cut another slice. Yo. No wonder I get so few seeds. That whole tomato had like 2 seeds in it. So I woke in bulk already. Needless to say, I'm grieving. And my grieving process has already been interrupted already. I knew I should not have shared it. Fuck it. I'll tell y'all how everything goes because I need to grieve in my own way. And y'all, which is pretty much me when I turn on the camera. But by the time y'all come and see this, then so I'm going to do what I do in internalizing things. But it's not going to be like I do it because I'm going to do it publicly. So I'm just going to privately grieve in this moment. Publicly, I guess. So I'm going to privately grieve publicly because you guys let me do that, and thank you for that. So yeah, I already woke in bulk, but I'm going to do it again because I asked Mr. to get me some papers because we never rolled the joints. And so, quick story time, when I was in school, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to make it quick. So when I was in school, I was a star athlete. It started in everything I played. And I played everything except football and tried to do that, but the coach laughed me out of the locker room because, you know, back then females weren't even allowed to be even so much as a kicker. But I guess in my own way, I was the pioneer of females being able to do that. Although I'm not necessarily an advocate for women playing football with men. That is not the same thing as much as they want black people to get gender roles twisted. And even if you LGBT, everybody plays their role. There's a dynamic to be carried out, to be played, you know, in relationships. We can pretend it's not, but facts are facts. You know, I'm learning. I'm not learning. I already knew because I am God. But I, in the flesh, am being reminded that I never told you the story time anyway. So, this is a good segue out of that subject. Anyway, the athletes were having a party at somebody's house, like they often do. And they always invited me, which I did appreciate them always inviting me, knowing that I was going to decline, because that's what the fuck I do. I decline. But, you know, every once in a while, somebody is able to talk me into going to an event, and I'm not necessarily mad that I got talked into it. You know, sometimes I have a good time. Anyway, there was this one party that I did not have to be dragged to. I was going willfully because I planned to do some of my creative shit that I do, fucking with people's head. I was just gonna play a mind game that I felt like playing in my youth. So I got one of the football players to show me how to roll a joint because I knew they smoked weed at those parties. One of many reasons why I was not going to be attending, because although I didn't assess anything less of people who did it, I did attach a connotation to the characteristics of people who smoke, which is pretty much the same thing. But anyway, so what I was going to do was show up at this party, which I did successfully. And when someone was ready for someone to roll a joint, I was gonna roll a joint. And I knew that was gonna mind fuck everybody there, that I could even roll a joint, which I couldn't, but the football player showed me how before the party, so that when the party came, I couldn't wait for somebody to want a joint. I hurried up and rolled that thing. It was clumsy too, but I accomplished my goal of shock value. Everybody was like, "What? How she know? How she know how to? How she know? How she know how sway?" And I was over there trying to look professional, like I do this all the time, fucking it up. But in retrospect, they didn't really know that I fucked it up. Like, even people who did it, it wasn't abundant, so they were very careful about who and what to let do what, to not waste a single crumb, you know? Anyway, why was that even valid? Why even? I'm grieving, y'all. This is horrible. This is horrible. But I need y'all to help me get through it just by giving me the platform to get through it. That's all I need. You don't have to do nothing. You don't even have to say nothing. If you do, that's nice. But thank y'all for just letting me be, or I'm not gonna get emotional. Anyway, I'm gonna harvest some beans. These are gonna be my new garden sleeves. Fancy digs, right? Fancy digs. Look at these. Well, it occurred to me, I never wear this. And I have it, and I love it. And it's my size. It's not too small. So you can see it goes with a formal outfit. Just, you know, the sleeves are sheer. So that's like tulle. So the insects aren't going to be able to get through that. So I figured between that and my gardening gloves, which I can wear any given one of those. I look dressed up. I look dressed up in a mug to go harvest some shit. Oh, here I come. Here I come, SCK. I swear that lady be looking so nice in the garden. Like, girl. And why not? Why not dress up for your girls? That's why this is sticking up. I wrapped up my glasses in my hair. Oh, now y'all get to see how horrible it is. Yeah, now I look like red again from the 5 heartbeats. My office hours are, girl. My office hours are. Yeah, girl, that's how bad the hair looked today. Oh, you know what? I should do it from the back. Okay, let's do the pippy wrap. Tie that in a bow right there. I'm grieving. That's gonna be my excuse for everything. I'm grieving. I am grieving now. This makes me feel like that's my hair, because that's what color my hair used to be before I went gray, before I started going. Yeah, so I'm going to harvest the rest of my string beans. This was my first harvest yesterday. Yes. And I know there are going to be more today. And tonight we're going to have our first fresh string bean. First string bean harvest from the garden. Girl, I'm so excited. Meanwhile, I'm going to harvest the rest of them. Might as well take you guys, right? And then I should sit out and snap them, snap the ends off of them. I'm waking and baking with actual joints. Ooh, it's fat. This is fat. Let's do it. I got this years ago and could not throw it away. Didn't know why. Who knew? Goddess. She knew. So I figure I'm gonna make, I told Mister I'm gonna have Secksee joint night where I'm walking around smoking a joint because I liked how it fell in my hands. And let me focus because lighting these things are tricky. And I actually just used the mulched area of my table planter for an ashtray. Not an ashtray. Yeah, ashtray. That's nice. Oh, what I started doing when I make my joints. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this one, because I didn't do this one. You know, I licked the end and put it together. So I used the one type of paper to wrap the cannabis in. Why? How do they get in our heads? I can't even just say cannabis. I gotta police the way I say cannabis. So fucked up. That was a great example to show you why I do what I'm about to show you that I do. So after I roll the joint with the filter in, I then take the end that the filter has and I cut a small piece of another type of wrapping paper and I tighten the end of the paper around the joint so that it's not loose like this, because otherwise it could just slide in and out. And then when I pull, I have to use my fingers to tighten that and pull right there. So when you wrap another little piece around the filter end, you don't have to worry about holding it a particular way or the filter coming in and out of your joint. Of course, none of that is relevant if you're a veteran that has your own special way to roll them. That's your business, and I'm not here to police that. Now let's go harvest some string beans. So this worked out beautifully. And I could just throw it in the wash because there's always a load of laundry to do. I don't care how few people you got in your family. Trust me when I tell you. My agent is trying it. I just put the TV on comedy, a sitcom. And it's one of the few times the sitcoms have to get serious because somebody actually died and everybody, all the characters got to deal with it. So my agent tried it. Look at this filter. I did good on it. I did a good job on this. Look how much smoke tar got filtered. Yes. Get it. Get into it. Work it. Because I used to be like, what a waste. Why are you wasting all that time making a filter for a damn joint? Just roll the thing and smoke it. And throw this shit away. But there's value in appreciating the full holistic process. Kind of like the reason what I was telling you guys about how I would have never thought that I would be one of these hempweed people. But guess what? I'm so much of one that I simplified dispensers, hempwick dispensers. This is a hard one, y'all. This is a hard one too, especially for somebody with a mind like I have. On a constructive note, I'm going to use my wake and bakes to convene with him. You know what's crazy is so the visitation from Mr.'s father was on my birthday. You know, I'll find a positive spin on it. I will. But I'm going to feel a type of way if they have my uncle's funeral processions on my birthday as well. I know that it won't be malicious in any way, shape, form, or fashion, which is why I'm not going to be mad per se. But, oops, I can actually tap this over the bowl right now and they'll fall. The petals are falling. Those are the petals falling. Yep, once they're spent, you can tell. They turn a whole darker purple. If you can want, you can see if you have any seed pods in there. I doubt that I do. When it's big like that, when it looks swollen in the middle, that is a seed pod. So you let that whole dry out and you will have seeds in there and it will pop open. They'll dry out and they'll look like that. You can see better like that, which is crazy, right? There it is right there. Oop. You're welcome. Yes, my polish is chipping, but you wanted to see, so boom. Yeah, so those are the seeds and what they look like in there. And you know what else? The filter also gives you something to pinch as you use all your material. And then you don't have to look so thirsty and scraping out all your product because you don't want to be wasteful because ain't nobody got money like that in a pandemic that everybody's acting like we're not still enduring. Anyway, in a couple of days, I'm not going to be able to stop harvesting string beans. I'm so excited. Y'all excited for me? Thank you. Thank you. I knew you would be. I knew you would be. I knew I could count on y'all. See, this one wasn't good. That was on the fat one. You get that bitch super tight. So you want kind of a cardstock, but something that's not treated. I tend to use envelope paper stock. Okay, well, can I get a pinch out of it? Shout out to our ancestors, our forefathers, not ancestors, because our parents, well, those of you who had parents that smoked, this is how they used to. They used to get it all the way to the nub like that right there. See, the filter's out, so. And then I'm going to pull through that little corner. It's a little hole I still have in the corner. I'm pinching it for the most part, but I got a little bit of hole. That's where black people lip come in. That's where having black people lips come in. Get this harvested. I need to start, after a week, I need to manually harvest these because I don't need this to fall off of here so easily because what happens is that they all end up falling on the windowsill. See? They all end up falling on the windowsill and these can't be, I mean, I can't wash these and use them again, so The ones that fell on the windowsill don't get used. Them out and pull off any excess. Oh shit, the water. I got water running.
Hello.
Hi, Mom. You busy?
How are you?
I'm okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you know, I was just calling to check on you guys. Huh?
We doing all right.
How's Daddy?
We just waiting to hear something from. But he'll be all right.
Prayerfully so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow or probably tomorrow.
I love you too.
All right. Okay.
All right. Be safe.
Oh, this is on my head any kind of way. How does that look back there? Crazy? Thought so. Thank you. That's where I made my mistake. I need to just light the end and spin it like a cigar. And don't pull until after I have it lit. That's what I have learned from going through a joint rolling phase. Let's go outside and snap the beans. A bean snapping sesh. I'm a maximum minimalist, so this all I got coming, honey. Line these hoes up like so. And blam. Oh, y'all, those gonna be good. Oh, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. Let me go get my blanch water together. So, there are my ends. I wonder if I drop these bits around the plants, if they will be helpful. And in fact, I feel like I should pull up the red onions that I planted in that bed but maybe they won't be a problem since they're red onions and not regular onions. Okay, I need to go blanch these beans and I can talk to you guys in there, right? So, I'm really just in here to blanch these green beans. I'm going to use a shallow dish. Check and make sure all your ends are off because I did find a couple of mine that were still on. I was just thinking, like, do I hear of anybody talking about volunteer beans? And I don't think I do. So maybe there's not such a thing. And they don't last through a hard frost. Maybe they can survive a little frost, but maybe they don't survive a hard freeze. So I would presume. I have another couple of these that are ready. Look how big they get though. Isn't that really, really large? Yeah, take all the pictures like this on the black side. But the reality is when they ripen, they go from green to black to red, black to blurple. So from green to black to red to blurple. So these have gone from red and now starting to really fill in on the blurple side. I'll eventually leave one on the vine long enough to know if it goes back to a complete black. I don't think it does. I'm waiting until the water starts to boil. See, I want to sprinkle the excess leftover ends on top of my soil in other beds for nitrogen fixes, but I don't want the freshness of these, the smell, to attract animals like bunnies if they like peas and shit, because I know they like young pea stalks. That much I know. So I don't want them to get comfortable off up in these streets. Comfortable rather, off up in these streets. I just put them right around the soil on some chop and drop type shit. By the way, do tomato leaves work the same way? Because I would love to reuse those things like chop and drop ish. But I do want to be attentive to how it looks, because aesthetically it looks horrible. But when I did it with my rhubarb is now thriving. For whom, I don't know, because I don't use rhubarb. I used it one time, made a pie. It was delicious, but we don't even do fruit pies like that. So I was going to use it to give me some versatility in my green juicing, and I used that for a few times, and it was nice, but I was okay just downing my juice for the purpose of healing, and so I didn't need to keep adjusting the taste of that. I'm chain smoking, huh? I grieve like I grieve, you grieve like you grieve. Ice bath is going to be half full of cold water, and then I'm going to put about 10 cubes of ice for the rest of it. I'm going to let that go for 3 more minutes. I'm going to put this in the freezer. It might be blanched enough. Turn the fire off. Put them in the ice bath, and then put that in the freezer. I probably blanched them a little bit too long, but don't nobody care. They're gonna be delicious.